Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a real curiosity. It's called joseph.plazo.magnetic.attraction.pdf.
Ah, yes, the 2001 manual.
Exactly, by Joseph Reynoso Plazo. And he wrote it, aiming to turn, I think his words were, the average lonely man.
Into an irresistible magnet of attraction. Quite the promise, isn't it?
It really is. What jumps out straight away is how he frames it, almost scientifically.
Totally. He says it's based on modern innovations of advanced behavioral sciences, field tested even.
And 100% effective. Can't forget that.
Nope. Though there is that little warning, use with caution, which, adds a bit of intrigue.
Sets a certain tone. And his sources seem a bit mixed. He mentions research, but also personal experience.
And interpersonal experimentation, whatever that entails exactly.
Right. So for our listeners, our goal today is to unpack the main ideas in this, this unusual source. We'll look at his 7 power principles of chemistry and the techniques he suggests.
But just to be clear, we're exploring the concepts he puts out there, not saying they work or don't work, just understanding them.
Precisely. Our mission is just to get a handle on what Plazo is actually saying. So let's jump in. First principle.
Principle of dominance. This is core to his whole thing.
Okay, dominance. What's the gist?
Basically, men attract women by being dominant. He draws a lot of parallels to the animal kingdom, alpha male.
The alpha male trope?
Yeah. And his claim is that women are genetically programmed to seek out strong guys for, strong offspring.
He paints a pretty black and white picture, though, doesn't he? It's either dominant or...
Domineered, yeah. He says the dominant guys get everything, money, influence, women, and the others get the scraps. No middle ground in his view.
Wow, so it's all based on this idea of natural selection.
Pretty much. Nature picks the strong to survive, so women are attracted to men who seem capable of raising a superior family, as he puts it. Very biological viewpoint.
Okay, but what if you're not naturally this dominant type? What's his advice then? Give up.
Oh, no, not at all. His solution for the weak male isn't resignation, it's mimicry.
Mimicry. Like fake it till you make it.
Essentially, yeah. Mimic the traits of alpha males. The idea is if you act the part, you can trigger that subconscious recognition in women. Potential mate.
It's kind of like acting then. Putting on a dominant performance.
Exactly. A performance aimed at a primal response.
Okay, so if you're going to mimic it, you need the specifics. He gets into alpha male body language.
Oh, absolutely. Very detailed. He talks about using, sweeping big gestures, almost dramatic.
Big gestures, like what?
Like up-thrust fists, rigid fingers when you're making a point, trying to look powerful through movement.
And posture, I bet. Stand tall.
Definitely. Stand straight, head high, no slouching. Project confidence, and move with purpose, like you're important. He even says add a little bounce to your step.
A bounce. Okay. What else?
Taking up space is a big one. Literally spread out, arms akimbo, expansive gestures, put your stuff all over the table.
Right. Signaling dominance through physical presence.
Exactly. And then there's the phallic point pose.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading that. That one's something else.
It is memorable, isn't it? Stand with your feet way wider than your shoulders, thumbs in pockets, index fingers pointing down there.
And the purpose of this is?
He claims it subconsciously arouses women and intimidates other men. It's very direct.
Understatement. Okay, moving from the body to the eyes. The alpha male gaze.
Yeah, he says this gaze gives off subliminal vibrations of dominance.
Subliminal vibrations? How does that work?
You focus on the center of their eyes, never look below the bridge of the nose. Apparently, this triggers primal stuff in men and sensual excitement in women.
And he adds some mental tricks to this, too.
He does. For attraction, gaze between her eyes, then mentally smile through your eyes. Imagine smiling from your heart. Projects attractive energy, he says.
Okay, and what about pushing other guys away?
That's more forceful. Look between their eyes and mentally yell, clear a space around me, out of my way. Projecting a repulsive force field.
Mentally yelling. Got it. So that's the physical. What about the alpha male mindset?
Assertiveness. That's the key.
Assertiveness, not aggression.
Right. He puts it between compliance, being a people pleaser, afraid to speak up, and aggression, which is just bullying.
And assertive means?
Voicing your opinions firmly but politely. Repeating yourself if needed, but not forcing agreement. Respecting dignity, basically.
Does he give practical steps for that?
Yeah. Always state your opinion. Don't let people interrupt you. No, you can say no to things unless it's, an ethical thing.
And speak like a news anchor?
Ha! Yeah, sort of. Measured tones, downward inflection at the end of sentences. Conveys authority, apparently.
Okay. Next up, mind blocking. This is for fear of failure.
Exactly. To combat that fear of failure response, he thinks negative thoughts create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So anxiety gets in the way, especially with dating.
Yeah, he sees that old survival fear as detrimental now. It stops you taking risks.
So how does mind blocking work? What are the steps?
First, blank your mind. Like, imagine a white wall. Then, instantly shift focus 180 degrees. He says focus on the person's nose, even. Something totally random.
Focus on their nose, seriously.
Yeah. Then, if negative thoughts come back, use a meaningless mantra like, "Oh," repeated monotonously. Just drown them out.
And the final step.
Lunge into it. Take action immediately. Don't give yourself time to think or worry.
So see someone attractive.
Block the mind. Focus on her eyes. Mantra. Approach. Within seconds. Project determination. Bypass the anxiety.
Right. Okay, last part of dominance. Modeling.
Simple concept, really. Imitate someone you admire who's successful with women.
Like find a ladies' man and copy him.
Pretty much. Watch how he acts, moves, talks around women. Then mentally become that person. Adopt his confidence, his style.
And it's not just the outside stuff.
No, he says go deeper. List like 20 emotions, beliefs, traits of that guy. Then affirm them to yourself every night like they're yours. Internalize it.
Wow, okay. That's a lot under dominance. So moving on.
Yep. Principle number 2, the principle of value.
Principle of value. Okay, what's the core idea here?
It's about what women expect from a relationship. Plazo emphasizes emotional security and material comfort, especially for family. He calls these ends values.
And ambition plays into this.
Big time. He argues ambition signals you can provide those things. It makes you attractive because it broadcasts security.
We connect it to Maslow's hierarchy, right? Basic needs first.
Exactly. Safety, security. Gotta have those before you can really get to the love and belonging stuff in a relationship, according to him.
So how do you project this ambition he talks about?
Share your dreams for the future. Career goals, personal goals. Paint a really positive, glowing picture.
But don't put down where you are now.
Right. Be proud of the present, but show you're driven and going somewhere better.
He also mentioned vivid occupational descriptions, even for boring jobs.
Yeah, that's a specific technique. Craft a short, enthusiastic paragraph about your work no matter how dull. Project pride and mission.
Like the plumber example he gives.
Exactly. Make it sound stable and, well, ambitious somehow. It's about the delivery.
Okay. Then he contrasts pursuit versus attraction.
Yeah, big difference for him. Men who desperately chase women. Repulsive, he says.
So don't chase.
Right. The successful ladies' men, as he calls them, attract women. They position themselves as the prize, the prime choice. Women come to them.
Be the pursued, not the pursuer.
That's the idea. Which ties into the attitude of nonchalance.
Appearing like you don't care that much.
Precisely. Like if she says no, it's her loss. That indifference, he claims, is magnetic. It makes you intriguing.
Another tactic was having a network of casual women friends. How does that work?
Being seen with lots of female friends just casually apparently sparks curiosity and maybe even rivalry in the woman you're actually interested in.
So how do you build this network?
Just be friendly to everyone. Chat with people you meet, vendors, strangers, whatever. Offer simple compliments. Proactively make connections.
Okay. And he had a specific way to ask someone out. The get-together technique.
Yeah, avoid the word date. Too much pressure. Suggest an informal get-together for relationship deepening, he says. Maybe coffee.
And he gives a script for it.
Yep. Like, Marianne enjoyed this chat. Maybe we could get together sometime over coffee. Would you look forward to that?
Would you look forward to that? That's the
You embedded command. Subtle suggestion slipped in. Sneaky.
Okay. Next, the power of scarcity. Basic economics, right?
Totally. Limited supply increases value. Same applies to people, in his view. Create the appearance of not always being available.
Oh, don't jump when she calls.
Yeah, don't always say yes immediately. Don't let calls or dates drag on until they get boring. Make it seem like your calendar is packed.
Even cut dates short when they're going well. Why?
Create anticipation. Leave her wanting more. That psychological need for completion makes her eager for the next time.
He suggests doing this for how long?
Like the first 10-15 exploratory encounters. Then, once you've chosen someone, become more available. He thinks that makes her admire you more.
Interesting logic. Okay, last part of value. Differentiation.
Stand out. Develop unique skills or hobbies. Doesn't have to be world-changing.
Like what?
Tarot cards, palm reading, magic tricks, Handwriting analysis. Anything a bit unusual that invites participation. It's a conversation starter, shows you're different, and lets you uncover something about themselves.
Got it. All right, that's value. Principle number 3.
The principle of the white knight.
Ah, gallantry. So the idea is chivalry isn't dead.
Not according to Plazo. Despite the modern independent woman image, he says treating women specially with consideration still really appeals.
He mentions a survey.
Yeah, claims even modern women melt at genuine gallantry, makes them feel valued. It ties into his next point. Emotions are key.
Emotions. The master key. What does that mean?
Women respond more to emotional stimulation, he argues, whereas men are more rational, so understanding and validating her emotions is crucial.
How do you play that practically?
Drop the logic when she's emotional. Laugh with her. Fuss over her pet with her. Be quiet if she's crying. Show you understand her feelings. Empathy, basically. Not necessarily agreement, but empathy.
Like the example of comforting her about a pet instead of dismissing it.
Exactly. Connect on her emotional level.
And this connects to the power of feelings talk.
Right. He says women talk feelings, men talk facts. This bores women.
So men need to switch gears.
Yep. Talk more about emotions, use open-ended questions. What, why, how do you feel about that? What made you so happy, sad?
And listen actively.
Yeah, really listen. And validate what she's feeling, maybe share a similar experience, or just paraphrase her feelings back to show you get it. He gives a whole sample dialogue for this.
Okay, that makes sense. We're about halfway. Next principle.
Principle of nuclear power.
Nuclear power. Sounds intense. Is it about energy?
Exactly. High energy attracts, low energy repels. Simple as that, according to him.
Like a natural radiance?
Yeah. People with high energy think successful athletes, entrepreneurs, they just draw people in. Their positivity is infectious. Low energy people drain you.
So cultivate power enthusiasm.
That's the term. Project an upbeat personality. Smile sincerely, talk happy stuff, move with purpose, have a zest for life, reek with enthusiasm, he says.
And women are particularly affected by this.
He calls them emotional sponges. Their mood adjusts to who they're with. So if you're happy and bouncy, they associate that good feeling with you.
Interesting. What about shooting the messenger?
Avoid being the bearer of bad news. And maybe avoid her if she's in a really bad mood, because she might subconsciously link those negative feelings to you. He even says avoid her during her period for that reason. Don't get associated with negativity.
Wow. Okay, so the action steps are?
Be upbeat. Be enthusiastic. Avoid dark topics. Maybe give her space if she's down. Never pass on bad news. Move energetically. Use animated expressions. Take her on high-energy dates, amusement parks, hiking. Create positive buzz.
Gotcha. Okay, nuclear power covered. Next is a big one. Principle of magnetic attraction.
Yeah, this seems central, builds on the others. It's about inciting sensual highs, revealing secret tactics. First up, creating magnetic rapport.
Rapport. Based on we like those who are like ourselves.
Exactly. Forget opposites attract long-term, he says. Mirroring validates people, makes them feel understood.
And he has levels of this.
3 levels. First level, mirror thoughts, opinions, beliefs. Early stages, avoid disagreeing. Sympathize.
Okay, second level.
Mirror emotions. Match her excitement or sadness. If she's down, match it, then maybe gently lift the mood.
And the third level sounds intense. Mirroring physical stuff.
Very precise mimicry. Movements, posture, vocal cord speed, tone, repeated words. It's NLP stuff.
Neuro-linguistic programming?
Right. He says it hits the subconscious, creates deep connection. And subtle mirroring isn't enough. Be almost an exact reflection. Seated how she is, standing how she is, even breathing rhythm if you can.
That sounds hard to do without being obvious.
Probably takes practice. He notes it happens unconsciously in close relationships anyway.
Okay. Next, under magnetic attraction. The seductive gaze. An upgrade from the alpha gaze.
Yeah, more focused on sensuality. Gaze between the eyebrows for intimacy. Let your eyes roam her whole face. Eye worship, he calls it. Don't look away.
In the bedroom eyes thing.
Yep, slightly lower the eyelids, tilt your head down a bit.
Yeah.
And that visualization trick again. Imagine white light from your eyes to hers to dilate your pupils. Transmit allure, supposedly.
All right. Then the seductive voice.
Using your tone to influence her mood, modulate it consciously. And he really pushes the power of the whisper.
Okay.
Slowly, soothingly from the throat or stomach. Elongate vowels. Sexy effect for intimate chat. He gives the humming exercise to deepen your voice, too.
Okay, voice. Then touch. The magic touch.
He says women are often kinesthetic, needing touch for reassurance, safety. easily aroused by touch, but not necessarily sexually at first.
So non-sexual touching is key.
Yeah, brushing her sleeve, squeezing her arm, tapping her elbow, builds security, intimacy. More touch, if she likes it, builds connection.
Big caution here, though, right?
Huge caution. Gauge her reaction. Some women hate it. Start non-sexual, avoid erogenous zones completely early on. He lists some good upper body touches.
Next, the magic of praise.
Women thrive on reassurance, he says. Compliments are like a sensual bullet. Avoid criticism, always find something genuine to praise.
But not too much.
Right, sincerity is key, and don't overdo it or it loses power. He has 3 levels.
3 levels of praise.
Kudos, expected praise for achievements. Good job. Occasional praise, noticing something unique she's proud of that others miss. Do this daily. And mega praise.
Yes, mega praise.
For special occasions. Meditate on it, find something never complimented before, physical, mental, whatever. Deliver it softly, seductively after a pause. Creates a huge emotional high linked to you. Use sparingly.
Wow. Okay, then killer body language. Open versus closed?
Revisiting that. Open, uncrossed limbs, eye contact, leaning in, open palms. Projects, warmth, approachability. Use this when approaching women.
Closed.
Crossed arms, legs, leaning away, darting eyes, clenched fists. Defensive, uncommunicative. Avoid approaching someone like this unless you're ready for a challenge. Unlock your body language to seem open.
Makes sense. Finally, under this principle, the magic of names.
Use her name a lot. He says it's the most beautiful sound. Whisper it, say it proudly, firmly. Rings bells for her ego.
And pet names.
Offer to use one or make one up. Transcends acquaintance level, creates intimacy. Even if it's silly, it deepens the connection, he claims.
All right, that's magnetic attraction covered. 2 principles less. Next is verbal acrobatics.
This builds on the seductive voice and feelings talk. It's about using words alone to arouse specific emotions. Technique 1. Romantic storytelling.
Tell stories to create feelings like fascination, love.
Yeah, tell them slowly, soothingly. Use pauses, his ellipses, for anticipation. He gives an example story about hugs to evoke love.
And those embedded commands come back here.
Yep. Italicized verbs in his examples. Direct commands hidden in the story aimed at the subconscious. NLP again. Fall in love. Feel fascination.
Have you built these?
Pick emotions. Turn them into commands. Weave them into a story. Aim for 5-6 emotions per story. Memorize them. The story format bypasses conscious resistance. Direct commands would just sound weird.
Then there's advanced neurolinguistic storytelling. How's that different?
Uses the second person you. Directly tells the listener they are feeling the emotion.
Sounds risky, like she'd notice.
That's where softener phrases come in. Things like, can you imagine how? Picture now. Have you ever? They link the command indirectly. Mask the suggestion.
So the structure is softener plus command plus description.
Exactly. Softener phrase, then the embedded command. Then vividly describe the feeling, and subtly link the feeling to yourself with gestures or references. He gives an example for creating fascination this way. Pause before the command, say it firmly but naturally.
Okay, very intricate. Which brings us to the final principle, psychic dominance.
And yeah, this is where it gets really unconventional. He puts a big warning right at the start.
Acknowledges it's controversial, mind powers aren't widely accepted, tells skeptics to skip it.
And points to his other book, Psychic Seduction, for the full details. But he gives some basics here. Starts with chi.
Chi energy. But he frames it physically.
Yeah, not spiritual, like plasma or radiation, he says. The basic building block of energy. It sustains life, flows in channels. Acupuncturists, martial artists manipulate it. The goal here is to use it for attraction.
How? Through the aura, or energy bubble.
Right. High energy people radiate chi, are attractive. Gather more chi to strengthen your aura, that energy field around you. It protects you, circulates more chi.
How do you gather chi? Ancient Chinese techniques.
He mentions those breathing, visualizing light, but offers a simplified chi breathing exercise.
What's the pattern?
Inhale, stomach 6 counts, hold 3. Exhale 6, hold empty 3. Repeat 50 times. Feel a vibration that's chi building up or a bulging.
And then you activate the aura.
Close eyes, imagine a glowing gold ball around you, getting denser. Command it to attract people and stay charged for 8 hours. Feel lighter, bubblier afterwards. A subtle radiance influences others. Simplified version of his aura meld needs recharging.
Okay. And the last part is subconscious overdrive.
Using the subconscious mind, he says it controls involuntary stuff, memories, wisdom, and it's the bridge to the superconscious, which governs paranormal powers.
And the subconscious is easily influenced.
He calls it dumb, like a robot responding to stimuli, takes commands literally, cites subliminal ads as proof it's always aware.
So you can command it, the mind flash technique.
Exactly. First, give your subconscious a unique name.
A name, like Bob.
Sure, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Then calibrate it. Subconscious mind, I call you Bob. Respond to that name. Say it strongly, 3 times.
Then give commands.
Address it by name. Bob, tell me where I left my keys. Repeat 3 times. Then stop thinking about it. Let it work. The answer surfaces later. Good for recalling things, finding stuff. He gives an example with cups and a coin.
And for attraction.
Before going out. Subconscious name, I want everyone to find me attractive and sexy. Visualize it. Say it 3 times. Forget it. Observe.
Telepathic suggestion, too.
Subconscious name, make her turn around and face me. Command it. Let it go. Needs practice to get consistent, fast results, he says. Start simple.
Wow. That is quite a journey through Plazo's ideas. From alpha body language to commanding your subconscious.
It really covers a spectrum, doesn't it? We've hit his 7 principles: dominance, value, white knight, nuclear power, magnetic attraction, verbal acrobatics, and psychic dominance.
So for you, the listener, hopefully that gives a clear picture of the theories and the very specific techniques Plazo laid out in this manual. Body language, mindset, communication, scarcity, rapport, even psychic stuff.
It's definitely a mix. Standard psychology principles mashed up with some pretty unconventional, even esoteric ideas.
Which does make you think, doesn't it? This blend. What does it say about that fundamental human drive for connection? And maybe the lengths people will consider going to find it.
Yeah, are these techniques about building something real? Or is it more about crafting a really convincing performance? Where's the line?
Exactly. Definitely something to mull over. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.